If you have noticed that your legs feel a little heavier at night, that your hands tingle just a bit when you lie down, or that your sleep has become lighter than it once was, I want you to know something very gently. Your body is not failing you. It is simply asking for a different kind of care. You see, when you are over 70, your nerves become a little like the delicate roots of a well-loved garden. They are still alive, still capable, but they are more sensitive to dryness, to cold, to neglect. And at night, when everything becomes quiet, you feel them more clearly. I am Dr. Margaret Hale. I am 86 years old now, retired after more than 50 years caring for women just like you. I have sat at thousands of kitchen tables, held countless hands, and listened to the small changes women were afraid to mention because they sounded too minor. A little weakness, a little unsteadiness, a little fog. But small changes matter, and sometimes the simplest evening habit can make your nervous system feel supported rather than strained. If you find comfort in conversations like this, you are welcome to subscribe and return. Think of it not as following a channel, but as visiting an old doctor who still cares very much about how you are doing. Now let's talk about your nerves. Your nervous system is like the wiring in a beautiful old home. When the house is new, the wiring is thick, well insulated, and energy flows easily. But over time, those wires can become more sensitive. Not broken, just more delicate. After 70, your body naturally loses some muscle mass. This is called sarcopenia, though you never need to remember that word. What matters is this: muscle acts like a cushion and a helper for your nerves. When muscle thins, nerves feel more exposed. That can mean tingling, restlessness in the legs, or a feeling that your body cannot fully settle at night. Your bones also become lighter. Bone density decreases gradually, especially in women after menopause, when estrogen levels decline. Estrogen once acted like a gardener, protecting the soil. Without it, the ground becomes a little drier. Bones and nerves both depend on steady nourishment. Circulation, too, slows slightly. Your heart is still faithful, but blood may move less briskly to the hands and feet. And your metabolism, the way your body processes food, becomes gentler, slower. This means the timing and type of food you eat in the evening matters more now than it did at 40. Many women I cared for would tell me, "Doctor, I'm just not sleeping deeply anymore." And often the solution was not a pill, it was nourishment. Let me tell you about Eleanor. She was 74 when she first mentioned that her legs felt jumpy at night. Not painful, just unsettled. She assumed it was just age. When I asked what she ate in the evenings, she smiled and said, "Oh, not much. I don't want to gain weight." Her dinner was light, sometimes only toast and tea. What her body heard was not discipline, it heard scarcity. You see, your nerves depend on certain minerals and amino acids to calm themselves at night. Magnesium, for example, helps muscles release tension. Protein provides the building blocks for neurotransmitters, the little chemical messengers that help you feel calm and sleepy. When you go to bed slightly undernourished, your body can release stress hormones in the early morning hours. That 3 a.m. waking so many women describe, often it is your body saying, I need steady fuel. Now, I am not suggesting a heavy meal before sleep. That would burden digestion and disturb rest. But a small, thoughtful evening nourishment can make a difference. A simple example: a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of ground flaxseed, or a half banana with a spoonful of almond butter, or warm milk, if you tolerate it well, with a few crushed walnuts. These are not magic foods. They are gentle support. Protein provides tryptophan, which your body can use to make calming neurotransmitters. Healthy fats help steady blood sugar through the night. A small amount of natural carbohydrate helps that tryptophan enter the brain more easily. It is a quiet partnership. I once cared for Maria, 79, who struggled with lightheadedness when she stood up during the night. We discovered her evening meals were very small and early, sometimes at 5 p.m. By 2 a.m., her blood sugar dipped low enough to make her feel unsteady. We added a small bedtime snack with protein and healthy fat. Within weeks, she reported fewer nighttime wobbles. No drama, just steadiness. Your brain, too, changes with age. It does not weaken, but it becomes more sensitive to fluctuations. Think of it as a wise elder who prefers routine. Large swings in blood sugar or dehydration can feel louder now than they once did. So before sleep, you might gently ask yourself, have I given my body enough steady nourishment to feel safe through the night? Hydration matters as well, but lightly. A few small sips of water earlier in the evening rather than a full glass at bedtime can prevent unnecessary waking. And please remember this: nothing I share replaces your physician's advice, especially if you manage diabetes, kidney disease, or other medical conditions. Your body is unique, and your doctor knows its history. But in general, a modest evening nourishment that includes a little protein, a little healthy fat, and a small natural carbohydrate can be a kindness to your nerves. You are not trying to boost them. You are simply thanking them for decades of loyal service. When you begin to think of your body as a well-kept home, something softens inside you. You stop demanding that it perform like it did at 40, and you begin asking what it needs now. Your nerves, especially after 70, need steadiness more than stimulation. During your younger years, your body could handle long gaps between meals, late dinners, or sweet desserts before bed without much protest. But now, your system prefers rhythm, predictability, gentle support. Let's talk very simply about why. Inside your nerves is a thin protective coating called myelin. You can imagine it like the insulation wrapped around electrical wires. When you are young, that insulation is thick and resilient. With age, it naturally thins a little, not dangerously, just enough that nerves can become more sensitive to nutritional shortages. Certain nutrients help maintain that insulation and calm nerve signaling. Vitamin B12, for example, supports nerve health. Magnesium helps muscles and nerves relax. Protein provides amino acids that your brain uses to create calming messengers like serotonin and melatonin. Now, here is something many women are never told. After 70, your stomach produces less acid. That means you may not absorb vitamin B12 as efficiently from food as you once did. It is not a flaw, it is simply a change. I remember Mrs. Thompson, 82, who told me she felt buzzing in her feet at night. Nothing dramatic, just an uncomfortable awareness. Her diet was wholesome, but small. When we gently reviewed her labs with her primary physician, her B12 was on the low side. With proper medical guidance and supplementation, along with improving her evening protein intake, that buzzing gradually softened. The point is not that food cures everything. The point is that nourishment builds the soil. When your evening snack includes a little high-quality protein, such as yogurt, cottage cheese, a boiled egg, or even a small handful of nuts, you are giving your nervous system materials to repair and maintain itself overnight. Your body does much of its quiet maintenance while you sleep. Hormones that support tissue repair are released. Memory consolidates. Muscles recover. But this work requires raw materials. If you go to bed underfueled, your body may shift into a mild stress response. Cortisol can rise slightly. That can contribute to light sleep, early waking, or a subtle sense of unease. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you wake at 2 or 3 a.m. with your mind alert but your body tired? Often that is not anxiety, it is chemistry. A small, balanced bite before bed can help prevent those dips. The key word is balanced, not cookies, not sugary cereal. Sugar alone can spike blood sugar and then cause it to fall too quickly, which may actually disturb sleep. Think gentle and steady. A slice of apple with peanut butter. A small piece of cheese with a few whole grain crackers, plain yogurt with berries, warm milk with cinnamon. Even a small bowl of oatmeal with crushed almonds can be soothing, especially in colder months. These foods do 3 quiet things. They stabilize blood sugar. They provide amino acids for calming neurotransmitters. They supply minerals that assist muscle relaxation. Now let's speak about circulation for a moment. As you age, the small blood vessels that supply your hands and feet may narrow slightly. Movement during the day helps keep them open and responsive. But during sleep, when you are still, circulation slows. If your blood sugar drops too low at the same time, nerves in the extremities may become more noticeable, tingling, mild cramping, or that restless sensation. Evening nourishment cannot replace daytime movement, of course. A short walk, gentle stretching, or simple ankle circles while seated can greatly support circulation. But the right bedtime snack can prevent compounding stress on already sensitive nerves. I once had a patient named Lillian, 77, who felt embarrassed telling me she kept a few crackers by her bed. She said, "Doctor, I feel like a child." I told her something I want to tell you. There is no shame in listening to your body. We adjusted her routine so she had a small protein-rich snack before brushing her teeth. Within a month, she reported fewer night awakenings and less leg discomfort. Again, no miracle, just attentiveness. And let me gently say this. If you have conditions like diabetes, kidney disease, or take medications that affect blood sugar, always speak with your physician before changing nighttime eating habits. Individual needs vary. But for many healthy women over 70, a light, balanced snack before sleep can be a simple act of respect toward your nervous system. You have lived decades caring for others. You prepared meals, solved problems, soothed fears. Now your body is asking you for the same tenderness. Not more discipline, not restriction, steadiness. Before you close the kitchen for the night, I would like you to imagine something simple. Imagine that your body is a beloved old garden at dusk. The work of the day is done. The sun is lowering. This is not the time to flood the soil, and it is not the time to let it dry out completely. It is the time for a gentle watering, just enough so the roots rest comfortably through the night. That is what your evening nourishment should feel like. Timing matters. If you eat your small snack too early, say right after dinner at 6 p.m., and you do not go to bed until 10, your body may still experience a long stretch without fuel. On the other hand, eating a full meal just before lying down can make digestion work too hard while you are trying to sleep. For most women over 70, a small snack about 60 to 90 minutes before bed is a peaceful rhythm. It allows digestion to begin, blood sugar to steady, and your nervous system to sense safety. Portion size is equally gentle. You are not trying to feel full. You are trying to feel settled. A small bowl of yogurt, a single boiled egg, a slice of whole grain toast with almond butter, a few walnuts and half a banana, warm milk with a spoonful of ground flaxseed. These are modest portions. Think of the palm of your hand, not a large plate. And please notice how you feel afterward, not just physically, but emotionally. Because your nerves respond to more than nutrients, they respond to atmosphere. If you eat standing at the counter under bright lights while worrying about tomorrow's appointments, your body may not fully receive the nourishment. But if you sit quietly, perhaps at the same place each evening, and breathe slowly while you eat, something else happens. Your nervous system shifts toward calm. There is a branch of your nervous system called the parasympathetic system. You do not need to remember the name. Just think of it as the rest and repair pathway. It activates when you feel safe, when you chew slowly, when you breathe gently through your nose, when the room is dim and quiet. That pathway helps digestion. It lowers heart rate. It tells your brain that the day is complete. I once cared for a woman named Ruth, 81, who insisted her nighttime tingling was purely physical. And yes, there were physical factors. But she also confessed that every evening she watched loud news programs right before bed. Her heart would race. Her thoughts would spin. We made 2 small changes: a protein-rich snack in the evening, and a rule that the television went off 1 hour before bed. Instead, she listened to soft music and folded laundry slowly. Within weeks, she told me, "Doctor, my nights feel kinder." Kinder. That is the word I want you to hold. Your brain at 70, 80, even 90 is still beautifully capable, but it prefers stability. Sudden drops in blood sugar, dehydration, emotional stimulation, or long fasting stretches can feel sharper now than they once did. Your nerves are not weaker. They are simply more honest. They tell you when something is off balance. So before sleep, ask yourself 3 gentle questions. Have I nourished my body just enough? Have I dimmed the noise of the day? Have I given myself permission to rest? You do not need complicated routines. You need consistency. A short evening stretch for your calves and ankles can support circulation. A few slow shoulder rolls can release tension. 2 or 3 minutes of deep breathing can signal safety to your heart and brain. And that small, steady snack can reassure your body that it will not be left without fuel during the night. Nothing dramatic, nothing extreme, just thoughtful care. And always remember, if you experience persistent numbness, severe pain, significant weakness, or sudden changes in balance or memory, those deserve medical attention. There is wisdom in not ignoring strong signals. What we are speaking about here are the quiet, gradual shifts that so many women experience and rarely discuss. Aging is not weakness, it is refinement. At 86, I can tell you this with certainty. The women who remain strong, steady, and clear into their later years are not the ones who fight their bodies. They are the ones who listen early, adjust gently, and respect small signals. Your nerves have carried you through decades of living, through pregnancies, losses, work, caregiving, celebrations. They have transmitted every hug, every tear, every touch of a child's hand. Offering them a small bowl of nourishment before sleep is not indulgence. It is gratitude. Tonight, when you prepare for bed, I hope you do so without fear, with curiosity instead. Notice how your body responds. Notice how your sleep feels over the coming weeks. Small habits, practiced steadily, often create quiet transformation. You are not fading. You are entering a stage that asks for wiser care. And I will be here at this imaginary kitchen table whenever you wish to sit again and talk about how to keep your strength, your clarity, and your independence for as long as possible. Rest well tonight. Your nerves will thank you.